I found myself in an interesting gathering in Brooklyn this week, one involving lots of chicken swinging. Everyone was swinging them. Older men, younger women, older couples, younger couples expecting a baby. Parents waved them above their children. And of course, you had young guys having a bit of fun.
Each member of the family gets one. Boy for a boy, girl for a girl. This is symbolic, and we sort of hand off our sins to the chicken, and the chicken loses its life instead of us.
Hey, what is up, guys? So after making my video concerning the word Holocaust and if we should be using it to talk about animal rights, I decided to make another video concerning Jewish people and animal rights. Now, if I'm being honest, I heavily dislike the whole oh, because you're Jewish, you have more of a right to talk about this atrocity than other people, and this whole thing of hey, there's this thing happening over here where Jewish people are doing something, and hey, Danny, you're Jewish, so you should talk about it. I really don't like that. I think that no matter what, if there's an atrocity going on within a group of people that you're not a part of, you should have just as much of a right to talk about that atrocity as a person like myself in that group, in this case, the Jewish group. But regardless of how I feel about this, there are a lot of people who are afraid to talk about other things that are happening in other groups which are not a part of, out of fear of offending other people. So I might as well, as a Jewish person, take advantage of my privilege as a Jewish person and, just talk about some of the things and the atrocities that animals go through in the name of certain Jewish rituals, and just, speak up about them, because some of these are absolutely horrific. So today I want to talk about the absolutely horrific, awful, atrocious ritual of Kippuros. So here are some facts about the Jewish ritual of Kippuros. Kippuros is a niche ritual slaughter practiced by some Hasidic Jews. Most Jewish people do not practice Kippuros, and many who do choose to use coins instead of chickens. Big shout out to those Jews. So just on the sidewalks of New York, an estimated 60,000 chickens are slaughtered per year in the name of Kippuros. These chickens are around 6 weeks old and are left outside in crates for up to a week before having their lives taken. During their times in the crate, they also are denied water and food. This can lead to thousands dying from dehydration and hypothermia. And remember, these chickens are literally 6 weeks old. They're babies. So here is some special irony about the ritual of Kippuros. The ritual of Kippuros actually precedes the Jewish holiday of Yom Kippur, which is known as the Jewish Day of Atonement. Now, I'm assuming most of you know what atonement means, but let me just define it real quick, just to emphasize the irony of all of this. Atonement means satisfaction or reparation for a wrong or injury. So Yom Kippur is essentially a holiday where you fast in an effort to atone for your past sins and make amends for your past sins and wrongdoings in the previous year. So on the day before atonement, there is a group of people who decide to participate in a mass slaughter of innocent baby chickens. I mean, imagine saying, hey man, tomorrow I'm gonna be atoning for my sins and my wrongs, but you know what, dude? Today, let's stab these innocent baby chickens, because there's nothing wrong about that, right? I am so mind blown that we live in a world where human beings can be so conditioned that ironies like this can exist in plain sight and just go unseen. Now, this slaughter isn't just a regular slaughter. These chickens are sometimes literally swung up in the air prior. People will wave chickens over their heads by the legs while reciting a chant about transferring their sins and punishment symbolically onto the bird. I mean, let me just say that again. These people are swinging innocent baby birds up in the air in an effort to transfer their sins and punishment onto the bird. Now, I'm not even going to try to explain how much little evidence there is backing the empirical claim that swinging a terrified innocent baby chicken in the air will transfer the swinger's sins and punishment onto the bird. And I'm aware that some Jewish people don't literally think that sins and punishment are being transferred, but that the act is meant to be viewed symbolically. But still, I mean, I'm sure there are some Jews who genuinely believe in this. Also, I mean, I'm sorry, but why am I even saying I'm sorry? What, these chickens are 6 weeks old. They're non-moral agents. They're innocent. They're way more innocent than these people swinging the chickens around, or these, human beings that probably did some bad things that year. And now they're having the punishment and the sins that are meant for the swinger be put onto them. I mean, like, I know religion doesn't have much logic to begin with when it comes to these insane, fantasy rituals, but like, I mean, this just seems like even a religious person can understand, like, why am I putting my sins and my punishment onto this innocent little chicken that's literally 6 weeks old? I don't understand. So, of course, what qualifies as a sin depends on the religion you're talking about, but I think anybody with basic empathy can recognize how ironic it is that in the process of seeking reparations for sinning, people decide to swing innocent baby chickens in the air prior to taking their lives. So let's delve a little further as to how awful for the bird's anatomy being swung around is. The way in which these birds are held has been condemned by veterinarians and animal scientists. Dr. Amir Kashiv, I think that's how you pronounce it, a member of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, wrote that suspending chickens by their wings places an unnatural tension on ligaments, tendons, and bones. Swinging the bird in the air can cause dislocations, tears, ruptures, and broken bones. I mean, imagine trying to gain reparations for your past sins while doing all these terrible things to babies. This has to be a joke, but I mean, like, whatever. For those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that when it comes to my actual beliefs, I'm pretty agnostic. I don't really adopt the whole religious beliefs of Judaism, and Judaism is an ethno-religion. So when I say I'm Jewish, I mean ethnically Jewish. I am a person who has a big passion for science and evidence, so the religious parts of Judaism do not really appeal to me. Now, there are a lot of people who identify as atheist and agnostic who often say, listen, you can believe in whatever you want so long as it doesn't harm anybody. I am actually one of the people who say this, but when the average person says this, they're usually referring exclusively to human beings. But for obvious reasons, I think this attitude should be extended to animals. And I think that rituals like Kapporos really drive this point home. Animals are already viewed as resources and commodities by most people. But could you imagine how much a person would view animals in this way if you added religious indoctrination to their upbringing? I mean, you'll probably have somebody who decides to swing innocent babies in the air for no reason outside of a fairy tale they've been told their whole lives about punishment and sin transference. All right, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and especially share this video with your fellow Jewish animal rights activists because, Jewish people have an extra right, apparently, to talk about these issues, and I think these issues need to be raised. I haven't seen that many people within the vegan community talk about Kapporos and just how horrific this is. And I mean, could you just imagine being swung around in the air by a lunatic? Probably not a good experience. Thank you so much for watching. If you support my work and want to support me on Patreon, the link is in my description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Dude, even vegans don't get your weird, stupid wannabe sense of irony here. Who's your audience? Nobody gets these dumb jokes. Dude, even vegans don't get your weird, stupid